Achikuk Tlek Yagiyi Dakajun Kakaweik. Dakajun Tlingit Sai Joel Jackson, president of Organized Village of Cake. Dot Ayawaka, the apology. Achawe Ayaka, we Rear Admiral. Dakajun Hitsati Akeawus. Sitak Hitsati Awaka Dakajun Zaganan Dakajun Akawaha Ganashtish Kachu Su Sandi Yatki Tlel Kagusquech. Tlel as Agina Cage Wehit Yauk Atka Kutia Athai Huch Aliek 1869. Agina Keju no Agina Kayin K Kaguksagu Hooch.
Jeez, Ḳéex.
Jeez.
Yeah. Sunday ach Navy apology kuya da hai hashleten. Wai SHI Ḳéex. Awe at Ḳéex kuik. Aqtani yek kuya da hai ye wanéi. Hashuka da aya Ḳwáan. We kuya da hai kana hayuk tangik shaka audigach. Ye owe yak yadalle Linki yukatangi has our ach. Suyis kutia yitin. We apology dach tatke owe Ḥu kutia ke asagan. Nakahidi kich Ḥwáan ausaka. Yanwa yukatangi ka tuga yayati. Goodness cheese, hooch.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Adu itzaqawaha.
Aya
Ah.
Khawagi Iwakshi Gwell Yisiku Likat Ya Lingi Ye Da Dunei at Ko Ach In Wudishi Atwe Gwell Yuhan Su. Yachana Ḳwáan yu hagachtullaat ka gunalchish Ḳwáan yi hastu shagun hastu shkalnik hastu tlatsini. 1869 Yagao Llingit Anikach Chas Dech Tak Shuachich Anushi Has Awa Hun Weani Ka At Yagao Ka Yudat Kuatu Tlein Llingit Llell Ik Has Awuhin Adat We Awahuni Tlatk Chagut Tundatani Yagao to Shitka Ḳwáan Ishan Den Yu Has Kaushishu Ka Has Awajak to Tlech Yagi Shitka da Ḳwáan Shitkadach Hastu Tawasagu Wukuhu Ka We Navy Hastu Inakawanik Gayati Guk Chas Late Anquei Yi Yagu Yik Late Anquei Ke Yisatan Ka Aga Shitkadach Haswuku Hastu Late Anquei Hastu Jiwu Yahweh Navy Hastuin Hastuin Hasakawanik Cha'angua Utusiku Dachnach Ḳwá'u Has Awajak Kachu Has Awain Ka Ka Wenevi du in Yeyadayaka Tlein Ḥwáan Itinachayati Ha Nawedi Kach Wuchiach Kach Ka Wenevi Yeyadayaka Tleik Tle Ka Dachnach Tle Ka Hasakawajak Tle Nevi Nask Ḳwáan Ani Huch Has auch Liech Tle Nevi As Nask An Ka Dech Nu Ke Has Ausegan Ka Huch auch Liech Hastu Yagu Hastu Chai Ka Pejin Kachu Tledushu Tans Hat Huk Hastu Tuasagu Ḳwá'u Has Gugwalahu Ka Chishugu Gao Ḳwá'u Ahua Clia Hat De Has Wukuch Ka At Has Outlagen Hastu Ke Ausagani Ani Yadal kwa gunulchish Ḳéex.
Okay, cheese. Zucker, yeah.
This apology dot adach ik de kokwetin yadis kleka nask ka naskadushu kanach achani hogaki ayati to the kusti yatik adach achwe achesach to asagu in yeah 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 yeah
Cheese. Ḳwáan.
Ari Ḥatnaiu Ḥatquasaku dot Chesh Idin Watanis dot Katutge Tliade Just Shtakash to Kwashachit Katsu Shtaka Diagi writing class. Kate Yagi Us Chakwasaku Wasach Ayaduka not enough time for me. Yeah, Ari Kanu Chish.
Waashdan.
Katsu, Ḳéex, Gau, Yati, Tatge, Atwutsi di Kochu, Adi, Ḳéex, Go, Ka, Dek, Gao, to try to fix it. Hooch,
Chish.
Okay.
Ishan, yeah, Kaglu. At Wudazit Kuku at Tlel Kajuk. I could look up the stem, but I can't conjugate it.
Kuju.
Goodness, gee.
Kajuch. Gwal. Gwe. At what did the kocho at Monique? Skydo.
Ganaltish, Sakatiwang Plachmasa Ganaltish, Yuchatangias, Stugachatati, Wuchhan ye Haudati, Liz Stugachatati Giestsu, Ganaltish Hawak Shi ye Isane, Stuga Tlechwasaku Adat. Ki ka angun bombardment away. Anku ega at sati wudisku sakada sakat ka adain adahat tuati we ki hadzeda kwan as ishandain hastu da itunate. Ach teich tudach gwell she. Hastu Ḳwáan kaani yek wanéi. Ye awe. Eka hastu Ḳwáan lletsin. Gnaltish ach eins achi.
Cheese. Anja nechtla.
Ye chaji tu Tlachosaka ach tunda tani dat Ḳwáan hastu tunda tani ka do yeah. What's the name? Kat adi Ḳéex adi Shaya de Heni na awe Ḳéex ye hasa yasa ka ganaltish apologies shakde ganet wa tusinech yi atangidach US Navy Kawushe ayasaka to we keep ha tufa ishani dakde yakwa gu gwell yek gwati gwell tlall iayaki tlall sekanen yek gwati qa.
Okay. Cheese. Hagen ach.
Ḳwáan bombardment, Ḳéex Ḳéex dain hatu. Ḳwáan ka kutsno Ḳwáan chu wuchiach. Kushe iti ka kukwadan. Hooch.
Cheese. Kacha. Yedalli addawe adayuch atulla adtakat Johan. Kach yedall. Gwell isaku naskidihina we lingidani we hasakawa ak. Buchhei hasawusni. Ya gicht ku. We kullagaw qaq. Ya Adawóotl tu ye has na teach. Ye awe adati tachotank. Ade awe adescanugu ya. We Navy ka Army ka chawasa. Hastu na ati awe hastu atu yachiti. Ade awe hastu tuwa sagu ye. Kesh hastu tuwa shku chakut ku ye hasa hastu na atki. we kutlagauna ati we one kanins. Ye awe tek de hin ko ha an ka ha in has kul gaun we Waashdan Ḳwáan yak yikt we kutlagaw ka. Ye awe Ḳwáan de we yawo hi ya hasa yawo la ko we yu we tlingit sha has du na ati we has our shot has to cheat. Aka has to GA with ye we tlingit tunda tani wan kanins. Ja du sa yet la has to ai kursati ya at ye awe qatel kunnach tel has awasku ya haqasti tel has to toa ashkatsa naska dihina we yawahi yag angun yag qir ka yag kitchana ak naska dihina we hasakawa ak we kach Ḳéex has awas nei tlingit ani ya angun awe Ḳwáan we adat tel just anda una hasa ya asu hitki kawe Ḳwáan ye awe a itch Tlein we klingit a dach awe has llwg wasa has to tut Ḳwáan has to tuch Ḳwáan a awe a ka yan has wo kuch teil teen ka has to hitki aya ke has ausakan ka has at uwutsu has awatau a dach it like the hina we Ḳwáan we gedak aya aye wutien angun a chaslu woguk hukatu tla du tuasagu du tla we du senach wushi ka gwaltu na atitin shwilsin du tla kwa ye yosaka illi llatin tellach tuashko a katisa wukaku wasa ye has aus wasa ye ha wusanei ye awe hatunda tani ye yeti Gaya ti aya hasito asagu ye hasyawas kai jade ya hanayo yak wasa ko ha in ye hasjekwane yaltekat wenaka hitki yaltekat rekutia Tlein to asagu ha in aya tsukach tutla yis naka hitki Khosaku Tlein dana hasrujiye yeti Kutlagaw ka Adawóotl kutsatil te katyatlingitane Ḳéex Jaan ko tlachik ya ha itwudishi achwe tlingit khasati chal te kat uhan Gwal hastu tunda tani yeyeti ikaya nakhaya like kash asa ka kaya nakh Achwe hatu asuku at ya wanéi Jalta katat ajich gachtuti ye o adati takhwatan ya yaki kawasa at bune chak Gwalde yi in kakhwanik ya tada yak Ḳéex kayak nakh Tlein ate qoneya wahi adach Gwal yata Qnach chak owe aye haswutien Qanach adi qanach te Qanach ta yidu sago at yak Qanach te di aya adach yak Ḳéex adi aya adach awe yak Tlein Gwal we tlingitane owe wullequ yak qallaqu Tlein Aqadaqte awe daqde awa shidehini Ḳwáan hasbu art. Akhu asha shakiki hasbu tien. Gwell yada talkanach kusha. Akaye hasbu tien. Ya hatlagu kwankian lukach adi. Talqwidi yu hasdu asak. Talqwidi awa uhan chak. Kanach tu chak. We anqashiququ a qhwllalla aqa awe talqunach kusha adachawe hasbu a kiksadi lukach adekati ti hitan aye hawutin talqu dachawe hawlagas lukach ade lukach awe aye hawutin kanach tu chak aqa awe wush the gate away you has to at ajawe adachas wulgasen na kide akhu arlukach adechas wustien aqa wushtachas yaw sedaq qach adequtzati wegao yak ehawuti qad siqteni ditsa qal til hitan adach klinedi til hini adi aya klinedi Qachakuta shiatehini a we hanach sati a Tachonach a Tlein tak anach awe ha anikaye ha wutien aqa yis kunatini Gwash ya hilkatin khasakuguksa we anushi shukwa a Gwash ya ta yakhati ade awe gwash hastu khuku yitu Gwash ya ta ayaye haswutien Hasaw satin we llingit aye wutien Gwash tu a yakhati qatal tu a aye wutien Aqo a hastu yagu we shkuna yidu asako atwan qanins llingish qenach yak Tlein ye awa well hechwasa kukuksa tu a qo a yakhati ya du a tu a yisitin tat yakhsa wuch wasa du asak wuch qasha at aya yak yis hin we na dai hin adach yata eight hin yak yisaku eight hin Daqti yan na dain ka yan na Tlein awe ya qis wan qanins qo a yata yakh we dech a qa yata yakh yati tlaxlidzi yak yektewe atude qokhu qa atakhi qokhu ya tlax yak a qo a yata yakh yati we llingit ani aya yak we anushi gwall yak has wutien has ausatin an qutzatiyu Ḳwáan aya aye wutien Ḳéexa anda yagu yan has kaudliya aqa awe we yak yektawe Ḳwáan ye awe shakauduwa ja Hatuasaku hastu khandi yiguti Gwallase tuasaku wush ta seikhen Tlein atuku hatuasaku Hastu inkarnik atuku hatuasaku hajiwa atcha una jadasa wush ta seikhen ye gachtusane Gwall qo a kahit katek gwagud una yi naskedahin kinde aya und aqa ide kagachtu ake ide gachtu deshi ye awa ade haswuqoch anda yaguti hasawa kha aqa awe ake haswutin taykegi dechegi naskegi qanach اشتكت وي خانة هسا وستين هزدو ويقن ايا اكاو قن هستو قوو تلحس عوستين قا دختهين وياك ين هسكاود ليا تكنا اق هستو يخن كيان قاقنشي قاوي هس ايا هستو إنيو ختاني قل كهيت لي كادك وقود قانس كتهين كندي يؤن هسو ناسكي جيخ أنخ تلقخ هس ودقخ وياك تلين قني هسا انت كندي آندا أونا قشوي أونا أقاشنجت ياغو أدخ وقوخ كي هسو إيخ ويلتكت وي أنوشي أدخ هس وقوخ دي هسو جين التكت هسو قوو هسا إين ويلشنجت يأوي أنوشي شكتنيجي كاتو آقوي هستو إين يغتل أدكي يا هاقوو قوى هسا وجق تلنجت قوى هشكتنيجي وأنوشي هخندي هسو وآدي وشوق وآ يأوي قني وجين يغتل أدكي قاها إين هسا كاونيك تل هستو توا أشكو هستو وياغو يكدي قخ هسو دقوخو تخلدي هستو قستي أجوي ها إين هسقوتتي يأوي وانقنينز جاكوت يدي أوي يتتتلي أدكي أقو آها تواسكو ووجين يجتوني يا يدت واشدان قوان واسا يديق ايها قستي أجوي آتلين أتوي هس آوتا بخكي هس أوسنيل تكتا قستي جان قو ياك إيهايتي ياها يغتنجي تين ووجين يغتل أدكني ياتا دات أقاوي كيكوك إيه أتأخد الشيكو نخوي كدينك قوتي هاقستي يأوي قلتشيش شيش Oh, قلتشيش يكوبي Lingi zeige قلتي ياكبي
Ďakujem.
Kobe. Okay. Kuchika. Okay. Tu adat yu kagatu sa English yu katangiti. Masabuti.
Waun.
Huh?
Did you say waun?
Waun?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I heard that, and I was like, I know una, like what, like
Anda una.
anda una.
And then anda yagu. You
And
said anda una.
canon.
Yep, canon.
Yeah.
Yagu.
Worship.
Yunde yagu.
Anda yagu.
Anda yagu.
So the hint is on was the word they use for a really big boat. Which is why there's andat kanahiki. Anda una, the rifles around the boat, the big boat. So anda yagu would be the boat around the big boat.
So like what are they called? Tugboat.
Not quite, but something like that.
What are they called? Like, I don't know what they're called. The little ones though that they took from the boat to the shore.
Like a
Right?
rowboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have like a rowboat, and they would lower it because you can't go ashore with those big giant boats.
I was thinking about like in logging, because that's what my family grew up doing, is that you have a small tugboat to move the bigger boat with all the logs to dock it because you can't actually drive it to dock it. So you have a smaller boat actually dock the boat.
Dinghy. Like dinghy. Is that what you're asking for? The word?
What dinghy?
Dinghy?
Isn't that it?
Dinghy? Yeah, it's kind of like that.
It's if they carry with them.
Jacobi?
Oh well, yeah, that's what it says in what is it? Anushi Singit Ani Ka.
Mhm.
There's one of those chapters is about first contact and with the Russians at least, and they talk about it possibly being on Yakobi Island.
Ḳáitá'an, maybe?
But the French wasn't that in Ḳwáan?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they saw which we'll have to do that. We'll have to do Latuya, I think. But I think next week we should do like funny stories or something. It's all heavy stuff. It's like so heavy. We gotta do something that's kind of, I don't know, like pet stories and funny stories or something. I don't know. Break it up a little bit. And it's good to talk about. But I'm open to ideas as well.
I could work with that one.
Funny stories for Tuesday.
Because I got a follow-up question on that note, if that's what we're gonna do.
Okay, what's up, Wati? What's up? Wasa ituwuch. I think I've heard dasa ituwuch. Wasa ituwuch. There's a couple of things that are wasa that we would expect to be dasa, and that's just how Tlingit works. Wasa ituwuch. How do you feel about that? Which it could also be translated as, what do you think about that?
Okay. What's it? Αχτούουch?
Achtuwuch. Yeah, oh, achtuwuch.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
Αχτούουch.
That's how you chagach. Achuk shkalnitika.
Oh,
Okay. Your challenge, you have Cajun Yagiranach, Tach Ayanach, Tashurkush Kalnik, Ayach Tuasaku, Ada Ayayajini. So the funniest story that you know, you can tell it in Tlingit. Ḥwáan. Any thoughts or questions about anything at all?
Just a question that y'all might like. I was curious, you know how people talk to their cats? I said, oh, this is so sweet.
With like little baby voices?
Yeah.
koalas.
Yeah, it's small. I was curious, like, what verb that would be. And then on the opposite note, it's not just talking, right? It's like you're talking, but you talk like this. It's not really, it's almost speech-like, but it's not the cadence, right?
I'd say it's Ksakhantude Kadutli Katangi.
Kusakhantude.
Kadutli Katangi. It's
Today.
Hungi.
Isikuke Kadutli.
Kusakhantude.
Kadutli.
Yuchatangi.
Dutli Katangi.
TL or L?
Dutli. Let's see.
L.
There it is. Dutli.
Duke. Yeah, TL.
You're gonna entice them into love. But that could also, I guess it could also be like whatever your most romantic sort of.
See, in my mind, you know how it's just reactive? You think you would still say the same?
But maybe it's like.
'Cause it's-
Lekwayach yuchetang.
Wasa yuchatung?
Lekwa.
Lekwa.
Lekwayach yuchetang. Or Tlegu. Is it Tlegu yach yuchetang?
Legu. What's Legu?
Lullaby.
Oh.
Or
okay.
loving pat.
There you go, that's better.
It's a great. So this is a verb for like. You would use this for like making like a moose call or something like that. It's what they named. I was asking what you name. I think in English it's called a duck blind. Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
A fake duck.
Oh no.
Oh.
Blind
It's
is
called
what
a
you
fake
do hide in. Decoy.
Yeah, duck decoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we talked about it, and I think, oops, wrong document. Oops. Yeah, kinda tunate at Adawóotl. So that's what George came up with for the duck decoy. Because we had a Pwnachoe a llwn we ka hain awe yeju wneud. Clec dy hun a wakawe a waktli a chet a wati. Yichage a waktli.
Goose meat.
Cell chwachaidjen. Okay, we gotta do this one.
Ega?
A chewuke. Puktu a chewuke.
Oh, we Ḳwáan na up north. Ḥwáan hus a Káwaník Ḥwú nach hustu a away douche.
Dusike, okay.
Yeah, ribeye of the sky. Yehus do a sock douche.
Puktlege. Puktlawe chwacha. Yach ish has ani cook. Chan yach yeti atli.
I've chwacha.
Oops. Okay, these are all like pattern wise, these are all related. And so if you said, but as far as when we get to the meaning, what is chwachaich?
I eat it all the time.
Yes. Yeah. I always, let's just say I always eat it. Maybe that's a cleaner way. If we put kesh in front of it, kesh chwachaich.
Never eat.
It's not never.
Don't.
Haven't eaten it yet.
I haven't eaten it yet. Kesh chwachaichin.
I don't eat it. I never eat it.
I thought it was. I got it wrong too.
So what have we done to it?
I've never eaten it,
Well, that would be
but that's changed. But I eat it now.
yes. So we put a decessive on it, which means it used to be that way, but it's not now.
So I've never eaten, but now I just did.
I had not eaten it before. And then chwachaiji.
Okay, is this now I've never eaten it?
No.
Okay.
These ones won't go to never. To get to never, we'll get to never after we do this one.
Before I ate it.
So all of these things are all built off of this habitual mode. So if you can build a habitual, which basically minus I classifier, you have to have the conjugation prefix. It gets a ch on the end, and if it's a zero conjugation verb, it'll get the irialis. So that's why you can say chwachaich. But for example, you could do all of these things. So we know this one, right? So you say it's always that way. And then you'd say Ḳéex ye unatij. So it does change for that one. The negative changes. It hasn't gotten that way yet, I guess. And then you'd say Ḳéex ye unatijin. It's getting complicated, but it hadn't been that way before. And then Ch'll ye unatijin. Ch'll ye natij, yeah. Ch'll ye unatiji. There it is. Jeez. Before it got that way. But what you need to do, so this is all the habitual, right? And the habitual has to do with, huh? Ch'll ye natiji.
Could you talk a little bit more about the N and why it drops?
Where does it drop?
Unatije
hadn't
versus
been that-
unatije.
Oh, here. So this is the decessive. So we say Ḳéex ye unatijin. It used to, and so basically what that's saying is saying it used to be that way, but now it's not. And so that is reversing sort of this, saying it hasn't happened, and then you say now it used to not happen, is what you end up saying. And then this one is really just paired up with this ch and this Ḳéex. So ch and Ḳéex, which contracts the letter L, and then the I at the end, the relational suffix, is how you get before it happened.
Okay, goodness shish.
The the negative, and what else? You said that.
It's ch, Ḳéex, and then a relational suffix at the end. And then what you're going to do for the next thing you're going to look for is let's find the nati verb since we're doing that one. Or yeah, let's do that one. Sorry, just rolling all over the place. So we're looking for yeyati. So here we've got yeyati, Ḳéex ye uti, yeyananin. What we're going to do is scroll down pretty far, and we're going to get yuyatik. So this is the repetitive, which is different than the habitual. So this means it is regularly that way. Not always. But then you're going to say, so then you say, it is that way regularly. Ḳéex yu utik. It is never that way. That's how you get to never. It's a long way.
Yuyatich and yuyatik dialectical or speaker preference?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Why did you change? Just out of curiosity, why did you change from ye to you right here? Just.
Oh, it should be yay for both of them. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, wait. This should be okay. This should be, I think, yay you yatik, and this should be Ḳéex yay. So for the, okay, we're going way off the rails, but to build a repetitive. So a repetitive is not going to get any conjugation prefix popping up in it. But for a zero, you're going to add, you should add the letter, you should add to the end. For na, you should add u, and you're going to have, this one's going to have a plus I classifier, and then it's going to have a k at the end. Yu chayatunk, they talk. And then for g conjugation, you're going to have k, and then at the end you're going to have a ch. And for qa conjugation, you're going to have yay, and at the end, you're going to have ch. We'll work on some, so advanced grammar patterns, but I think we should work on some of them so that we could see. And one way you could start, like this is all very funky, but if we just go find, like, if we go look at shot as a verb root, I like this one because here's one that's ga, and then here's one that's qa. And they could just show us some things, right? So if we go down, we can see the habitual is going to be akashatch. So you add the ga, that's what happens. And you add the ch at the end. Kesh akushatch. But then here, ke ashatch. And that means I would predict that this one's going to be ye ashatch. If I go down, it sure is. So these forms are predictable. There's a few more moving pieces to them. And then this one is going to be, the habitual might get a little funky here because you have qa, which is going to turn into an underline x. Okay, stay away. Put up.
Wanéi,
Ah,
could we have at least half an hour of grammar every week?
I think it's a good idea. I think like,
Sheesh.
so I think that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll try to we had a late start today because I want to give everyone a chance to just get cozy again, and feels like we're on these long canoe rides while we're doing this stuff. It's very fun for me, but it's also, I know it's taxing. So what we'll do in future classes, we'll have a little bit of warm up. We'll hit our Tlingit time. We'll try to do 45 minutes to an hour if we can, and then we'll spend that last half hour just on like grammar concepts, advanced things because I feel like they're right there. We can just grab them.
One of the grammar things I would like to review is how to connect and use multiple verbs in a single sentence. Like, I was really struggling saying I was watching her say a prayer to them.
Okay.
Right? But we say this all the time in English at where we are in level that we'll often use two verbs.
And for something like that, you don't need to link those verbs.
Okay.
You could just say Ḥwáan, period, or semicolon. Then you just say what she was doing.
So I think including that in the review, where do we link? Where can it be separate?
It's this, that, the other thing, right?
Okay.
It's good that I have seen you.
Right.
If those things are linking them directly, like something is made a certain way by the other verb happening.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just not. Like, I'm sad you ate the cookies, right? Whatever the thing is. If you could tie them together with that sort of logic, causative or those types of things, then you would tie them up.
So then you could say, like, they started to speak and I gave them my attention, or I started to listen, or I began to watch them.
Well, if you're going to use that relational suffix, it's that or when.
Okay.
If that or when seems like it fits in the English, then you would tie it together.
Okay.
But you could just say wanéi Ḥwáan aqadu Ḥwáan. They started to talk and then I listened to them.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't have to be tied together. But if you said, I felt good listening to them, that should be tied together.
And there was one more thing I was trying to remember. I couldn't recall what class it was in, but when you do a verb to do another verb, I did this, so this.
Oh, yeah, purposive.
Purposive.
Which you build a hortative and then you add the letter T at the end. So if you say nach to art, we know that's it. So you'd say, Ḳéex Ḥwáan ach nach to artit. I'm going to stop talking so we can go. I'm just saying that. It's not going to happen. I'm just kidding. Anything else before we go?
Talking about time would also be, like, there's general, but I was trying to say in my thing, the day before the apology I was watching happened.
Oh.
So, because they burned the kutia the day before the apology.
Okay.
And so, but how to handle that when we're talking about something in the past or the future, or, because,
So then you have shukut and it.
okay.
So those don't, they're not really getting into verbs. Because when you get into like before this happened, this other thing, or again, like when do you need to like tie it together? Because there's this other one that we see, it's like after this happened, this other thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like this happened so this thing could happen. It's just like when they got there, they got out of the boat.
So all of this comes back around to storytelling. If we, I guess I appreciate you answering the questions here, but if we could have a focused grammar lesson on storytelling and progressing through,
Okay.
especially since you just gave us homework to tell a story.
It's still gonna be funny even if you don't tie the verbs together.
Need more.
Ishion.
Goodness cheese.
Twisting.
Nicht sagen.
Cheese.
Can't wait until I get into